Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what management information system is?
Hi, how are you? My name is Kamia Simon, and in this project I'm creating a 3D character from beginning to end. I'm creating everything from scratch. Now, first of all, everything is going to be anonymous, such as the character. I won't have any reference, but in the first case, the concentration is going to be about fascia flow. With that said, let's start. Now, do not forget to support our channel, become a Patreon. The links are below. And then do not forget to check out the links below to support us. There are about 2 links or 3. And that's it. Let's begin. Now we're going to begin by creating a character nose, and then from the character nose I'll create the eyes, and then I'll be using ZBrush and 3ds Max. Now I'll be using ZBrush to give my character a shape, a better shape, to modify the shape. But all the fascia flow will be created in 3ds Max, and I'm going to begin by creating the box, which is going to be a tube. Okay, so I believe you have prior knowledge about 3D. And then onto that tube, I'm going to add a turbo smooth so that I make it round. Turbo smooth. Okay, now it's just basics. I'm going to add 2 iterations. All right, so I have more. I have more boxes around the shape, and then I'm going to right click and convert to editable poly. Alright, so I'm going to go to the back of this tube. Now I always want to model in the right, so because I know once I pull back this side on the right, it will be in the front end. So that's it. Then the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the pivot, to the hierarchy, and I'm choose affect pivot only, and I center to the object. All right, so that way I can zero out my X, Y, Z so that everything is in the center. All right, so if everything is in the center, then certain things become easy. So I'm going to go to the back and chop off the tip of the nose. It depends on what you want it to be. So I think I'm going to chop off this whole line. Alright, so since it's already in editable poly, so I'm going to just go and select this kind of gizmo, this kind of rubber band. Okay, and then I select off the back, what I think is the back tip of the nose. So, which means now everything will be flowing. I'm also going to take off some of these points. But what it means, even if I chopped off just half of this part, okay, so what it means that I'll have this flow go around the tip of the nose. In fact, let me do that. I'm going to select this. Oh, right, sorry, I was creating a polygon. So I'm going to select this. Okay, so this will I'll be assured of one part going below the nose. Alright, so I'm going to go and save this character. Okay, and then the first thing I want to do is create a project folder in my 3D projects for anonymous. So I'm going to create a folder here, and I call it anonymous, anonym character, just like that. And before I do anything, I'm just going to go to file, and then I choose set project folder. Right, and then I browse for that project folder that I've just created, which must be in 3D, yes, 3D projects, and then anonym. I click OK. All right, so I'm going to save, and then you can see I'm saving in anonym and then scenes. So I'm going to still call him anonym, and then I save. All right, we're good to go. Now I'm going to go straight to the creation of the eyes now that I have the creation of the nose. Okay, and in that case I'll just create a box. It's going to be a plane, sorry. a single plane like this. All right, and I'll make sure that that plane has one segment. Okay, so first things first, I want to make sure that this plane at least is equivalent from all sides. So first of all, I'll convert to editable poly, and then I'll select these. Okay, so this kind of selection is no longer necessary for this moment, but I'll select these, and then I select even the ones below. So let me change my rubber band. Okay, so it's not a perfect square, but we're good to go. And then still I'm going to bisect, okay, into two. So I'm going to connect, so twice, so that is one, and then I pull it to the further end. Okay, and then I select this and I choose again ring, and then I connect the other two. That's good. So we have a flow. Now let's first test this. When I click, I'm going to select two so that I select the edges, and when I click and I press ring, of course it goes straight. Yet for the normal fascia flow, we want it to come round like this, and then it goes down and then goes back, and it makes a gaggle shape. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all these three, 1, 2, 3, and then I choose weld. So I click in the box so that I get the options, and then I increase. So I've welded that. Okay, so if I test the ring, so it goes round, but it stops here, yet I want it to continue to this side. So the same thing I do, I select these three, and then I choose weld. Okay, and there we go. All right, so if I do choose and I make a ring, you can see it goes to the other side too. All right, that's great. But what we need, I want to pull from the nose, then I take up, and then I do connections here so that when I make a ring, everything goes perfect. That is one. So I'm going to first bisect this, and then I make a connection. So I'm connecting this time around one edge, okay, and then a connection from up still, and I connect again one edge. So I just need to make sure that it's in the middle. Okay, so I can select all these, and then I scale so that it makes one single line. So I can select all these and I scale, it makes one single line. All right, so this is what we have so far. Okay, so I'm just going to pull from the nose and then I pull up. All right, so I'm going to go to this view, and then I pull back so that it's at least it's almost at the same level with the nose. Then I'm going to come to the nose. For any case, it depends. My nose could be big or small. It depends, but we still have room for character improvement. So I'll select these two edges, and then I pull them up. Okay, so I press shift to make a copy, and then I pull the two edges up. All right, so we're good to go. So at this moment, I'm assured that at least I have the two lines of the nose. All right, so that's okay. So I'm going to get the nose and I connect it. All right, so you see one reason of doing in the right side. So you see this is the back, okay? So which means if I choose the front, okay, everything will be in line. All right, so what I want to do a connection here. So I select these two, connect, sorry, I'm choosing weld instead of connect. So I'm going to do two, and then I take them up. But I should be in fact doing 4. So 4, so that the gaggle shape has its own, and then even in the middle we shall need another one, so there will be 5. Okay, so just zooming in so that you confirm what I'm talking about. So first of all, I need one connection for this, another connection for this, another connection for this and this, plus the other. So that's why I'm making 5. But I think I better take it slow. Let me make the first 2 so that we're moving in line. Okay, so I'm sliding up and down. I'll be so sorry because this is not an introduction to 3ds Max, but it's I'm creating a project of a character from start to finish. So those who are just beginning 3ds Max, I'm so sorry. I can you need to find a beginner's videos so that you follow along. All right, so I'll click OK, and then what I have to do is weld. So I right click and then attach. So I'm going to attach these two. All right, so sure deal, these are two. This is now one single object. So at this moment I can even delete this to make a socket in the eye, and then I'm going to connect this to this, or else I even would have welded. So I'm going to connect this to this, and then this to this. All right, everything seems fine, and then I'm going to do another connection here so that I have an edge flowing here and another edge flowing here. All right, so I'll do a ring, connect, of course they're going to be two, and then I'll slide. Right, so I have two there. All right, so I'm just going to move them aside so that you can see these are two separate items. After all, I'll be welding. All right, so I can now still do a target weld, this to this, and then this to this, and then I need one more other in the middle there. Okay, so I do a ring and then I connect. This time around I need one. Okay, and then I click OK. So I'm going to do a target weld from this to this. All right, that's great. So when we do a ring, we shall have a goggle shape, so it's moving to the other side. What I mean by a goggle shape, if I come and do a symmetry, I add a symmetry modifier. Right, and then I come and I choose ring. I choose show end results. When I make a ring, you can see the ring flows to the other side. All right, so we have a beginning for our fascia structure, but we need to do more. For example, this part needs to be a bit rounded. Those are the things we can do now. The first thing we've achieved. Right, so we can also do more into our shaping, okay, by, for example, moving this up and then this down. I'm trying to make something circular, okay, and then this can move into the other side. All right, so you can already see that we have continuity. For example, if I do another extraction, the loop will still go around and create the goggle shape, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to choose this and this, okay, and then I extract. So I've extracted upwards, so all I have to do is do a target weld for this to this, okay, and then I can do the same down. Right, I extract downwards, okay, so I have to weld these two, okay, this to this, and then still I need another connection there. So I do a ring, connect, I'll move it, I'll slide it up. So this is the slide, okay, and then all I have to do is weld. So I'll do a target weld. Okay, so for this case I'll just move one aside like this, okay, so I know this, and then I do target weld this to this. All right, so it's time now for us to have our shape of the face by moving a few vertices behind. Okay, so I'm going to first choose all this, and then I press Ctrl plus polygon. Okay, so I know I have a polygon there. Okay, but I can select some of these just like that, and then I'm just going to move them back a little. So I'm going to move back a little like this, just like this, and then I start continuing with the shape. Okay, and then we shall also go to the mouth. No worries, we can go to the mouth. All right, so I'm going to be deleting these lower parts of the polygon. I also have issues. I think I do have two parts of the nose because I hadn't deleted the other side. For example, if I remove the the symmetry, you can see the other side, but it's okay. I'm going to delete this other part. All right, so I have a flow from this side of the nose, just like that, so that I start working on the part that goes below the mouth. All right, so I'll move this up like this, so it creates like a sort of a bend. I need to have all views. This needs to move up like this. All right, so that way, even when I do another extraction this other side, I'll still have the flow of the nose. For example, what I'm meaning, I can get all this like this, and then I come this side, and then I press shift and pull out like this. So I still have the flow of the nose, and then I also still have continuity to go up to the other side of the eyes. Right, so all I have to do is maintain the shape, okay, and the flow. Okay, and I'm going to do certain extractions to complete this whole thing. Okay, so I'll select this, and then I target weld it to. Oh, I need to get closer. So I'll select this, and then I target weld it to this. All right, so I do have that. So there's one thing I need now. I need to create the shape of the mouth, which is quite simple. It can be created in different ways, okay? But let me extract this like that. That will be too big, but I just need to have a flow. Sorry, I moved it from the center. I just need to have a flow. So I'm just creating a shape around, like this. Of course, I'll put things right. I don't need to be using one single view like this. Okay. That way I'm very sure it's going below the mouth. Okay, so all I need to do is select this. Okay, then I'm going to zero it out to the X, so that I'm very sure it's at the exact point of the X. And then same thing for this. I need to make sure that they are at the exact point of the X. All right, so I'll just have to double check that. So you can see I have the shape around the mouth. Okay, and then I'm going to do something tricky to get my part of the mouth. But before I do that, oh, it looks like what does it look like? What do they call it? With that nose, it looks like oh my god, I'm forgetting the English word for that. But anyway, it's okay. Clown. It looks like a clown. Right, so I'm still continuing with the fascia flow. Okay, I'm still continuing with the fascia flow, and you can see I've already achieved most of what we need. Right, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right, so his mouth is too wide, but no worries. Everything can be shaped well in ZBrush. as long as you have the right flow. So that gives me no worries at all for the moment. And I think I'll have to pull this forward because I need to have him have the chin so that's why I'm pulling that forward, and then this forward again. Okay, I just need to have him get that bend of a chin. All right, so I want to work on the mouth. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment. So I want to work on the mouth, but before I do work on the mouth, I want to delete the other side of the symmetry for the nose. So I'm sure that everything is on the center. First of all, I delete that. So if I'm done with that, then I'm going to collapse this down. So I'm going to collapse 2 and I hold yes. All right, so that means I have something hollow in the middle here. Okay, so if I have something hollow in the middle here, it means I can join these parts to the lower parts, or I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to first get the lower part of the nose here so that I'm sure of the bottom at least. Or I'm going to get this. So I've made what do they call it? I've created a border, and then I select edge, and then I'm going to scale down. Okay, I just need to make sure that I'm in the front view, so I'll press F. That is 1. Then to avoid this kind of rotation into the orthographic view, we're going to right click here. Okay, and then we choose customize. Well, and then we choose lock orbit in orthographic view. And then if you do not have autofocus onto viewport, also tick it. What does autofocus onto viewport do? I just need to, for example, I have my mouse here, so if I press Alt W, you see it zooms into the top. Alt W, it zooms into the right. Alt W, the focus is on where the mouse is. All right, so with that done, that's also great. So now I can no longer mistakenly rotate this. You can see it's bringing that stop sign. All right, so I'm going to press Shift and then I scale down. So that way I'm sure I have the loop around the mouth, and then I scale it down still in the Y axis. So the first scale down, okay, was uniform. So I'm pressing, while pressing Shift in both axes, that's why you see both of them are in yellow, and then the other scale down is in the Y axis. All right, so that way I can determine where the mouth is going to be. Of course, it doesn't need to be flat like that. Okay, so I can move the mouth down a bit. All right, so it's up to us to do shape this mouth. I'm going to move it a bit forward like that, just like that. And then if I have it forward, it means I can start with the shape, okay, just by moving vertices behind. So these 3 vertices can go behind a bit, like that. Okay, I'll take them further behind. And then these 2 vertices can move behind, like that. I do have several vertices on the top, but I do not have enough vertices on the bottom. So what I'm going to do another ring, because I want to have a perfect mouth. So connect, I'm going to connect, I think 2. That's great. All right, so the loop has not gone through to the bottom. Reason why, I think there was something open there that I didn't work out before, but still great. We still have our mouth, and then I can move these 2 vertices further behind. Okay, so I'll still move this behind. They are easily movable in ZBrush. But let's create the beginning of the shape from this moment. That way we don't have to hassle so much when we go to ZBrush. All right, so I'm also worried about these parts below. All right, so it's because we have this we had this isolated vertex. You just need to press Ctrl minus and it's off. So I'll make another ring there, and then I connect twice, of course, and then I come and select vertices, right click, and then I cut. So I can connect this to this and this to that. Now the reason of the isolated vertex is because of the first symmetry before with the nose. Okay, so certain points were not meeting at the middle, but I think that can be rectified still. So I can have to bisect again, okay, and then everything will be okay. All I need to do is to create loops. All right, so I'm going to go to my front view, and then I delete the other side that is not uniform with my other side, and then I add the symmetry again. Symmetry, great. So now that I have the symmetry, it's a matter of looping. Okay, show end results. So I select and then I make a ring. So I'm going to first create 2 loops, and the first loop goes to the other side of the tip of the nose, and the other will be my point of the mouth. All right, so I'll select this other loop and then I expand. I think I can worry about that later because I need to have the loop working well. So this can be the tip of the mouth, it depends. It depends on how you want to shape it. Okay, so I'm moving points down, but you can see we already have almost what we want. Okay, that's the top part of the lips. I'll just move this back like that. Then I move this back, and I'm also going to move them closer. Okay, so this like this, and then the lower part of the lips. So I just move all of them forward, and then I move some of them back, so it becomes easy. Okay, just like that, and just like that. All right, so I need also to move some parts up and closer, because as the lip winds to have I made this smaller? That also depends. Let me just widen that. Okay, so I'll be sincere to you that we really need another edge flowing there. So we need one last edge there. So still I'm going to just choose, and then I create a ring, and then I connect. So it will be one edge, and then I just move these 2 to the other side. So which means I can move this to this, just like that. All right, so everything seems to be flowing very well. I just need to pull a few vertices forward, or even move a few vertices back, in fact. So they just need to move back, just like this, and then this back. All right, that's great. I do think I still just need to move some of them back, and then I come back and have my fascia flow still. But you can see we already have now a shape that we can work on. Okay, so I just need to connect a few at the top there and put things pretty well. So before I do that, I always want to make the lower part of the chin. Okay, and then I think I'll stop, and then we'll get to the other part of the video in the next video. But at this moment, you've done all almost everything that you would need. All right, so you can see Anonymous is coming out well. All right, so I'm just going to do, I'm shaping the other part of the chin. All right, and I'll still need to move a few things, but I'll do that in ZBrush as mentioned before. I also want to move, I also sometimes want to do a unique weld. All right, so at this moment I need to expand these parts of the chin, you know, they need to expand outwards like this. Okay, that's great. That will be a big kind of, okay, do not forget that everything will be put well in ZBrush. Is the nose too big? Double check. It doesn't seem to be. So I'm going to select this edge and bridge with this. Where is bridge? I do bridge. Okay, those two are now fine. I still need to expand, okay, on my other vertices up there. Okay, so I'm going to go up, but we now have the fascia flow working out well. Okay, so I need this part to stop somewhere to allow the nose to be folded. Okay, so that is the first part, and then the second part is here. So in the second part I've just pulled this, but I need this to be able to flow to the other side. So what I can do, I can pull this edge up like this, and then 2, I select this edge and I extrude it this way. All right, so I'm going to scale it in the X so that it's a straight line. Okay, and then I make sure that it's at 0, 0. That's great. Then all I have to do is target weld. For example, I'm going to target weld the top vertex to this. All right, so that way I do have a loop that stops there. So if I do press ring, you can see the loop goes round the nose, okay, to that part of the lip. Okay, so which means everything there is good to go. This part is so necessary, especially if you're making the cartoon get angry. Okay, all you have to do is pull these vertices close to each other. Take for example, if I pull this on the inside like this, and then I pull this close like that, then I pull this close like that, and then check this out. If I give it a turbo smooth at the other moment, you can see how angry my cartoon is before you even you get it. So that's already an expression there achieved. All right, so let me undo that so that we maintain the flow. All right, I do guess that is good. All right, so let's meet in the next video where we're going to have this loop around this, and then we also create the other side of the head before we take it to ZBrush for our final shaping. Thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe, support, and like. You can become a Patreon, or you can if you want to sponsor some of these videos, it's okay. You can email us, and also if you want to support, there are payment links down there where you can donate. In fact, it's a donation. Thank you so much. Let's meet in the next video.